The story of Muhammad's night journey on magic steed called Buraq relates exactly to the story of the Pegasus horse. The Pegasus is most often depicted as a white horse, but not limited to a white horse. The steed called Buraq was also white. The word horse relates to the sun god Horus. The white horse corresponds subliminally to the White House. Barack Obama relates to the steed Buraq. Barack is president of the USA and lives in the White House. The suggestion and subliminal being that Barack Obama is a sun god, or son of God. Incidentally, the name Pegasus was introduced subliminally with the recording by Buddy Holly called Pegasus, which was released on July 1, 1957. This was 56 years ago in respect to the year 2013. The number 56 equals 5 plus 6 equals 11. Then, a sequel to Pegasus, called Pegasus Got Married, was released in 1958. This was 55 years ago, relating again to 2013. The number 55 is the sacrifice number. The marriage relates to the flood. Buddy Holly suggests the holy Budai, or the holy friend death. Suggesting yet again, the holy, or yellow Buddha, relating to the color of the earth in Buddhist dogma. Gautam Buddha chose this color as a sign of humility. Yellow is the highest symbolic value in Buddhism. The term yellow Buddha equals yellow earth equals yellow stone, suggesting the judgment stone. Buddy Holly was from Lubbock, Texas, the Lone Star State, pentagram, sacrifice state, and the dove state as shown on a previous chart. Texas is also an anagram for swastika equals Tixwas equals Texwas equals Texas. Continuing with Buraq again. The name of Muhammad's steed Buraq means lightning. Pegasus, the divine horse, side by Poseidon, was instructed to bring lightning and thunder and offer obeisance to Zeus, the chief god of Mount Olympus. Relating to the Olympics. Here again, a subtle subliminal which relates to a horse, which is a mount, even as Mount Olympus relates to the chief god Zeus. Mount Olympus is located on the Olympic Peninsula in Washington state, very near to Seattle, the seat of El, another name for Zeus, the chief god. Barack Obama lived in Seattle as a young baby, on Capitol Hill. The name Pegasus means spring, or well. Lincoln was born on Sinking Springs Farm. Lincoln is buried in Springfield, Illinois. The Arab Spring has reverberated throughout the world, creating chaos knowing no limits. Wherever Pegasus' hoof touched the earth, the spring burst forth. Keep in mind that Barack is suggesting Pegasus. In other words, wherever Pegasus, Barack sets his foot down, a flood of chaos follows. If the reader is following along so far, hang on. It just gets weirder. Bellerophon, a mythological god, captures Pegasus, Barack. Bellerophon is a slayer of monsters. Bellerophon's greatest feat was the killing of a fierce monster called Chimera. Chimera has lion's head, Lincoln. A goat's body, Baphomet's sacrifice goat, kid, 5-pointed star equals pentagon. And a serpent's tail, again suggesting the bent, or sacrifice, relating to the snake river leading to Yellowstone, which is the island country of Japan, is shown on previous charts in respect to the Japanek on the 3rd of November 2011. The year 2013 is the year of the snake. All of these suggestions work together, regardless of the country, the event, or the people involved. The name of Chimera strongly suggests some of the most important symbolic aspects relating to the USA, or as the world refers to the USA, America. The name Chimera, or the alternate spelling of Chimera, is simply an anagram for America equals America. Bellerophon had the ability to fire projectiles, arrows, javelins, bullets, relating perfectly to Barack Obama's drone campaign. The Chimera, American monster, was capable of producing breath that came out in terrible blasts of burning flame. Nuclear bomb suggestion, along with the ultimate bomb of Yellowstone, Buddha, and the Pacific Ring of Fire. The combination of Bellerophon and Pegasus, who kill the monster Chimera, America, corresponds to the presidency of Barack Obama riding Barack, and being ridden upon by Bellerophon, firing projectiles at every opportunity, producing the horrific mess that all world systems now find themselves engulfed in. Every region of the world where the Pegasus hoof, Barack's foot, has touched down, a flood of destruction ensues. This world domination and destruction relates dramatically to all the US military bases around the world and to the horrific events that follow this empirical spread, set in place by the previous presidents. Going all the way back to the founding Freemasonic fathers of Chimera, America. This scourge of Pegasus, Barack Obama, is the destruction of Chimera. This is the hypnotic suggestion conjured up within the Luciferian agenda, orchestrated, designed and initiated by the thought process. A Turkish name relating to the name Chimera, is Yanitas, which means flaming rock. Flaming rock corresponds to the 11 western states, and the foundation rock in Jerusalem. This in turn relates to a location in southwest Turkey on the Lycian Way, hiking trail, where gas vents permanently vent. This is near ancient Olympus in Lycia. Again, this relates to Yellowstone, which is one of the most violent seismic regions in the world, and a short distance away from Mount Olympus in Washington state. The monster Chimera was the offspring of Echidna. Echidna was a she-viper. Half woman, half snake. Echidna was the mother of all monsters. She has a cave deep down under a hollow rock. This is exactly how the cave, or the Well of Souls, could be described under the foundation stone under the dome of the rock in Jerusalem. The foundation stone is a hollow rock, and deep down under the rock, the Islamic fable goes that you can hear the voices of the dead with the rivers of paradise. This relates to the area of Southern California, right? This is in Riverside County, which includes the location of paradise, and is the head table, so to speak, of the marriage supper of the Lamb. The name Echidna equals to China equals or of China equals or the China. Once again, the White House includes the China room where the China plates are kept for feasts. Just as there's a Queen's bedroom for the Flood Goddess, the Queen of Heaven, and the Lincoln bedroom for the Lion King, the Sun God, Lincoln, and now Barack Obama. The year 2013, on the Chinese calendar, is the year of the snake, viper, Echidna. Don't tread on me. The serpent tail with the serpent head on the Chimera, American monster, corresponds to the phrase and flags used in colonial America. Besides the obvious relationship to the Snake River Canyon in Idaho, to the shape of the land mass of Japan and the serpent, dragon belief systems of the Japanese people, and the year of the snake and serpent worship in China, the serpent worship and symbolism is at the very heart of forming the USA as a country. Don't tread on me is a phrase that appeared on several flags used in the early United States, including the first Navy Jack, the flag of the Culpeper Minutemen, and the Gadsden flag, pictured. Note the yellow background on the flag, which corresponds to that of Yellowstone, and the yellow Buddha, which is located at the easternmost end of the Snake River Canyon. Mary Tyler Moore. The Mary Tyler Moore Show used a house cat in place of the lion as the logo, as a play of words with MGM, suggesting instead MTM. MGM equals 13 plus 7 plus 13 equals 33. MTM equals 13 plus 20, flood, plus 13 equals 46 equals 10. The number 46 relates to the very center of Minnesota at 46N, 94W. 46 coincides with 10 on the fourth clock face, added together equals 14 conception. Then number 94 coincides with 10 on the eighth clock face, added together equals 18 equals 6 plus 6 plus 6, suggesting 666. Both coordinates suggest 10, or intensity, which in turn suggests intensity, or LA, Los Angeles, whose coordinates are 34N, or 10 on the third clock face, and 118W, which coincides with 10 on the 10th clock face. As mentioned previously on this site, California is also 10 degrees in height and 10 degrees in width. As also mentioned above, Alfred Hitchcock filmed his Birds movie in California, near Bohemian Grove, again creating a subliminal with the birds notion built into the Luciferian agenda, along with the silhouette of Hitchcock built into the outlined border of Lake Superior and Minnesota. Clockface equals cockface, or the head of the penis. Mary Tyler Moore equals Mary Queen of Heaven. Tyler equals trial or judgment. Moore equals as in the mooring a boat in water, and referring to the Ma, or sea. Moor is also referring to the Moors of North Africa who dominated the region as Muslim peoples for 800 years. These were referred to as unbaptized people, or non-Christian. This links the revolutions of North Africa, Libya equals labia equals vulva, and the Arab world now occurring under the banner of the Arab Spring, which has now reached North America under the banner of Occupy Wall Street. Occupy Wall Street suggests OWLL, or OWL, as in the symbol of the all-seeing eye. The protesters have no idea of this Luciferian link to the revolutions of North Africa, other than that the people of the whole world have been herded into this Ben prison for the express purpose of making use of those thousands of coffins which can hold 3 and 4 bodies, which have been distributed to the FEMA incarceration camps throughout the states. Other names in Minnesota include, Minnehaha equals waterfalls equals, or as the writer sees it, a sick fucking water joke. Minnesota equals white water. Minneota equals much water. Minnetonka equals big water, suggesting big as in Tonka toys. The word big equals the B and G pillars of Solomon's temple. Minnetrista equals crooked water. The state drink of Minnesota is milk. The state motto of Minnesota is Let Oil do Nord. Excuse the lack of correct French punctuations. L'étoile du Nord equals the star of the north. The star equals North Star. The North Star equals vulva. The vulva equals childbirth. Childbirth equals labor. Labor equals work. Work equals jobs. Jobs equals toil. Toil equals star. Star equals flood. In other words, the jobs. 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 The passing of St. Jobs, and the jobs bill that President Obama is attempting to get passed, which is manipulative bullshit in the first order, and the desperate job situation throughout the world, is code for bring on the fucking flood. Whatever shape that flood might take. And the people flock to the temple of the sun and moon. That temple is the eau de toilettes, the washroom of the fabricated judgment or cleansing delivered by the fabricated god lunacy within the 3D hypnotic trance state. All of this relates to the message of the Little Dipper and the Big Dipper, and the handle that reaches across the Atlantic in the form of the Messiah. Handel's Messiah was based on passages from the King James Bible, a J&B word, and dealt with the incarnation, passion, resurrection and glorification of Jesus, Zeus. The star, vulva, toil, birth of a new world, flood nonsense, also relates to the White House, Yellowstone, the oval, lava, vulva, star, birth, labor, jobs, toil program that the entranced president is being manipulated to foist upon his people, and that the Luciferian mindset is working through the elite of the world to bring to pass some cataclysmic event. Even as has been unfolding at an unprecedented rate since the WTC attack of 2001. Incidentally, Handel's Messiah was written in 1742, or 270 years by the year 2012. The number 270 equals 27, or 3 by 3 by 3 by 10, or the cube of intensity. The Islamic cube being a symbol of a Christian cross when unfolded and laid flat. Penis